Hi, my name is Greg Smith from the SMA Solar Academy, and in today's tech tip I'm going to show you how to go through the inverter selection process for the latest version of Sunny Design. So the previous video we left off with the orientation, mounting type, and all the other PV array data. For most users, for inverter selection, you're just going to click the manual design. When you select that, you'll notice that a lot of information comes up on this window. And what you can do is use these boxes on the left to kind of narrow down what you want to do for your design. Like for example, we're doing a residential design, so I could deselect Sunny Tri-Powers, and what that's going to do is remove all of those inverters from my list. You can also narrow it down even further. I only want to look for transformerless inverters, or I want to look for transformer-based inverters, like the classic Sunny Boys. It's really versatile, and there's a lot of different selections that you can make. What I do recommend is selecting down here where it says restrictions. Select only take inverters into account that are approved for this location, because you don't want all the European 50 Hertz inverters showing up on this list. They won't work here in the United States or North America. And the next thing we want to do is select only take current inverters into account. Probably don't want to look at a Sunny Boy 700 or a 2500. After you make your selections, you'll see the remaining inverters that do fit the profile that you have selected over here. And for the purposes of this video, we had about a 7,000 watt array. So what I'm going to do is just start with a Sunny Boy 7000 TLUS inverter, which I'm going to select right here. Now you see we have two different models. We have a Dash 12 and a Dash 22. I want to use the brand new latest and greatest Dash 22, so I'm going to single click on that and then go up and select Apply Inverter. Now, Sunny Design has already crunched all these numbers with all the information that we've given it so far, and you can see as we scroll down, it gives us a lot of information. But let's start out with the array selection first. On this box, the Sunny Design has automatically set our array into two strings. Each string has 15 modules, and you can see here that there's a 30 and a 30. The second 30 here is the number of modules that we selected. The first 30 is the number of modules that it was able to use in our design, and they're both green, so Sunny Design is just telling you, hey, you wanted to use 30? I can do that. Now, this is a really versatile inverter family with two MPP inputs, so it's very easy for Sunny Design to set these stringing options up. But let's take a look at that in more detail, because maybe we find out that we can only put 10 modules on one string, or maybe we can put 12 on another string. You have the ability to see those effects in real time. I'm going to click on the PV array 1, and you can see here where we have two strings with 15 modules per string. But let's make a change. Let's still use PV array 1, and really all we're doing is saying, yeah, use all that PV information. But in this example, we're going to drop input A down to one string, and on input B, we're going to have one string. And what I'm going to do is increase this to 15 modules on input B. But on input A, I'm going to drop that down to 10 modules. And then I'm going to hit Accept Changes. And now in real time, I can see what effect that had on my PV system. And the first thing to notice is that right up here, it's no longer green. We told Sunny Design initially that we wanted 30 for this 7 kilowatt system, and now it's using 25. And look right here. Input A has one string of 10, input B has one string of 15. Well, what did that do to our design? Well, you can just look right here. So the energy yield dropped to a little over 10,000 kilowatt hours per year, and we can see some other values on this information screen. Now, the cool thing about this screen is that it is showing us on the right-hand side those very critical voltages that were based on the temperature data that were input on the very first video that we made. And what we're looking at here is that the Sunny design is telling us that the inverter is going to reach PV start voltage. It's going to stay inside the maximum power point window. And more importantly, we're going to stay below 600 volts, which is the NEC requirement. So this is a really important overview screen. And you can see that there really wasn't a lot of change. Now, if you see a yellow exclamation point, then that means there's some kind of yield issue, which means your voltages are probably too low. If you see a red exclamation point, then red is bad. And what that tells you is that you are in an over voltage situation. So you're going to have to remove some modules off of one string. So once you're comfortable with that data, then we'll scroll down and you see here where it says wire sizing. So Sunny Design has a wire size calculator built right in. So we'll click on that. When the wire sizing page is completed loading, scroll down to the bottom and you can see under DC cables our Sunny Boy TL inverter there, and you can see the run of the wire. Right? So all we're doing is just a standard voltage drop calculator, and you just click on that, and then you can move these values up or down. Right? You can even change your wire size, whatever you're using on the DC side. For the AC line losses, we'll click over on line 1, and we'll do the same thing there. Once you have your data entered, then scroll up, and then click on Overview of Results on the very top. Now, what this screen gives us is just a broad overview. It's just gives us a way to verify that all the information that we put in is correct and that it makes sense. So as we scroll down, it's giving us a lot of information here, allowing us to verify those voltages, things like that. And once everything looks good, then you'll click on the bottom right-hand side where it says Project Documentation. If you need to make any corrections, then you can just click on the top of the toolbar to go back and forth and make the corrections. The very last thing we're going to do is click on the Project Documentation, and now Sunny Design is loading all of that information, all the output and all the deliverables into this nice, easy to read document. On the top of the document page, you can select which information you want to show up, and you can also select the page size. And as we scroll down, you can see that it kind of makes a proposal if you want to give this to the homeowner, but it also gives you something, a hard copy to save, and you can even give this to the inspector if you want. If you would like to download the documentation, then just select Download Project Documentation, and then select the area on your hard drive where you would like to store that data. And that's all there is to designing a system using the SMA Sunny Design software tool. My name is Greg Smith, and thank you for watching.